Hey, it's Slacker Scott.
Not lazy, not cheap, efficient and thrifty.
And this video is about the rear back glass panels I made for my Ford Transit Connect. So this video is not going to be for everybody since everyone's Ford Transit Connect doesn't have the rear glass. But mine did, and that's because it is a passenger edition and it has a second row of seating in it as well. I was driving with my wife to a vineyard one weekend, and we went over a bump, and all of a sudden our rear back right glass shattered. When I called about getting it fixed, it was going to be somewhere over $300, and it's very expensive for a small piece of glass. So I went ahead and made a wood one, and I thought the other benefit of wood is that it would allow me to make some extra storage on the inside of it. And when my wife and I were on our trip to Maine, we found out that extra storage in this compartment, especially when the bed's pulled out, is very important and very handy. For this project, I was able to recycle some plywood from the previous projects, but I did have to buy the shiplap, and I did have to buy some screws, and I did have to buy the meshing and elastic that I used for the little cubby pouches. Altogether, I was looking at about $40 for this project. I was also excited about the wood adding a little extra texture to the outside. I currently have the outside of the panels stained with some exterior deck finish so that it is weatherproof and is good to handle all the rain. And it's a dark stain. I thought I would like it. I'm still up in the air. Some days I like it, some days I dislike it. I might rip it off soon and do a lighter stain. I'm not exactly sure. One of the cool things about these wood panels on the back of the Transit is that they vent. So even when we've been laying inside and we've had both of the back panels venting, I can feel a cross breeze starting to move across the van. I think eventually we'll install a max air fan, and I think that would pull even more air in, especially if the fan was exhausting, then the air would get sucked in through the vents. But making the back panels was not too crazy. The first step was just to glue together some shiplap.
Cut out some shiplap here, and I laid the extra mirror, the extra window there to trace where it's gonna be and where the holes are to mount it. So we've got it a little bit fashioned here. I can't fully tell if I like it yet. It's not terrible, but it does stick out a bit.
Then the next step was good to get the curve, and that was a little bit of a harder step. I had to use the one window that I had left to kind of trace out what the curve should be on a 2x4, and then cut that out, and then use that to kind of pull the shiplap around it to do the curve. I just wanted to show you, I sanded this one and I like it a whole lot more than the other side. Only one window broke, but since I was replacing it, I decided to go ahead and replace the other one. So this one you can see, I've sanded the edges, and I just feel like it looks a lot cleaner. It looks like it fits on the vehicle a lot better than it did when it was square. And so I just sanded the edges, and I'll show you the other side here. So you can see the squareness of it. It just makes it look a little awkward. And I just feel like it makes it look like it's sticking out and it doesn't belong. Where when we sanded just the corners, it got thin enough where it does belong, and then the curve here didn't super matter. So I'm gonna yank them both off and stain them and finish sanding them and get rocking and rolling on that. The key to getting the window to fit really snug against the weather stripping on the ledge is to cut out where the contacts of the three plastic contacts are going to touch it. So let me show you. So if we can get this part here
If we can carve into the wood there to get it to sit closer, that's going to help the whole window pull in and suction up there and around here a little better, just so it's tighter in general.
Then it bolted really easily to the van. I just used the same 3 bolts that the previous glass panels used and hooked them in there. To get it where it can stretch, I just ran 1 thread all the way through, right there, so all the way across, and tied it at both ends. So then, when you mount it, you can bunch all of this and pull it tight, and it'll work that way. Making the little cubbies was really easy too. Just cut out some old plywood I had left over from the overhead storage build and cut it the right shape, stained it black, and then attached the little nylon and mesh little baggies there. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below and I will get to them. And I'll catch you next time.